child, my beloved. Today, the heavens have opened over the roof of your home, and Archangel Michael himself stands at the threshold of your door with news that could not wait one more sunrise. Hear me. There is a message that was written for you before you were born, and today is the appointed hour for its delivery. Your mother, the one whose voice you have missed in the quiet hours, the one whose hands you can still feel on your shoulders when the weight of this world becomes too heavy. Today, she has been given permission to reach across the veil, and Michael, the great warrior of God, carries her words on the tip of his flaming sword. Do not scroll away. Do not look elsewhere. Everything that has led you to this exact moment was orchestrated by heaven, so that you would sit still and receive what is being poured out over your life right now. Today marks a shift in the cosmic weather that surrounds your name. Listen carefully. The winds that have been blowing against your progress are being turned around by an angelic hand. Michael raises his sword, and the enemies that have crouched at the corners of your household begin to scatter like shadows fleeing a lamp. Your mother, my beloved, is not silent in eternity. She stands before the throne of the Most High, and her prayers for you have never ceased. Every tear she cried over your future while she was still walking this earth became a seed that was planted in the soil of heaven. And today, those seeds are breaking open. Today, the roots are pushing through. Today, the harvest is announcing itself at the doorstep of your soul. Can you feel the tremble in the ground beneath your feet? Can you feel the quiet electricity gathering in the room where you sit? That is not your imagination, my child. That is Michael. That is your mother. That is heaven leaning in. Breathe, just breathe, because what I am about to unfold before you was hidden from you for a season, and the season of hiddenness has ended. Your mother sees the burdens you carry that no one on earth has been told about. She sees the sleepless nights. She sees the way you smile at strangers while your soul is bleeding on the inside. She sees the phone that does not ring the way it used to. She sees the empty seat at the table, the letters you compose in your head but never send, the anniversaries you observe alone. Today, she wants you to know that not one of those private griefs has been wasted. Every silent sorrow was collected in heaven's crystal vials, and Michael himself is pouring those vials back over you now as oil of comfort, as wine of joy, as healing for wounds you thought would never close. My beloved, raise your head. Raise it slowly if you must, but raise it. There is a habit the enemy of your soul has been trying to build in you, a habit of looking downward, of expecting the worst, of bracing for the next disappointment. Today, that habit gets broken. Michael commands the muscles in the back of your neck to release the memory of shame. He commands the space between your shoulder blades to release the memory of every burden you were never meant to carry. He commands your chest to release the memory of every held breath, every swallowed word, every prayer you started but were afraid to finish. Receive this release. Do not argue with it. Do not tell yourself that you do not deserve it. That voice you hear whispering that you are unworthy is not the voice of God. It is not the voice of your mother. It is not the voice of Michael. That voice must silence itself in the presence of the message that is being delivered today. Your mother's essence moves through the very air around you, my child. She always loved the small things, the details no one else noticed. The way morning light fell across a kitchen floor, the fragrance of a flower that had already been picked, the sound of a song from her own childhood playing on an old radio. Today, those small things become the signals. Watch for them. When a scent you have not smelled in years drifts through a room where no one is cooking, that is her. When a bird you have never seen before lands on your windowsill and looks at you as if it knows you, that is her. When a song from decades ago plays on a passing car and stops your feet in the middle of a busy sidewalk, that is her. She has learned the language of eternity, my beloved, and she is fluent now in a way she never was before. She speaks through the ordinary, and today, the ordinary becomes the divine. Today, Archangel Michael reveals to you a truth that generations of your bloodline have been waiting for. There is an assignment on your life that predates your first breath. Before your mother ever carried you, before your grandmother ever carried her, there was a purpose spoken over your line by the mouth of God, and that purpose was interrupted for a season. The interruptions in your family's story were not accidents. There were forces that opposed your line because heaven had marked it for something extraordinary. The financial struggles, the health scares, the relationships that fell apart, the doors that seemed to shut just when they were about to open. All of it was resistance against a destiny that was too glorious to remain hidden forever. Today, the resistance breaks. Today, the interruptions end. Today, the assignment resumes exactly where it was paused, and heaven is asking you to say yes with your whole life. Declare it now. Not with your mouth if you cannot speak. Declare it with the tears that are gathering in your eyes. Declare it with the quiet nod of your head. Declare it with the hand you place over your own heart as you listen. Yes is the smallest word your mother's spirit is asking of you today, and it is the most powerful word you will ever offer to heaven. Michael writes your yes on parchment that never ages, and once it is written there, no force in this realm or any other can erase it. You are not just watching a video, my beloved. You are participating in a covenant. You are stepping into a divinely orchestrated exchange where your surrender is met by heaven's supply, where your consent unlocks doors that were sealed for centuries against every previous member of your family. This is your hour. This is your appointment. This is why you woke up today. The truth about your mother, my child, is that death did not silence her. Death only translated her into a language you cannot yet hear with your natural ears, but she has been trying to reach you. Today, she succeeds. Today, the frequencies align. Today, Michael tunes the strings of your spirit until they hum at the exact pitch her voice has been calling on. If you have felt a strange restlessness in the last few days, if you have felt tearful for no reason you can name, if you have found yourself thinking of her at odd moments in the middle of ordinary tasks, that was not grief circling back to torment you. That was her hand tapping on the walls of your inner world, letting you know she was close. She was preparing you for today. Heaven has a schedule that human calendars cannot see, and your mother has been counting down to this appointment with a joy you cannot yet imagine. Michael stands beside you now with his sword drawn. My beloved, do not be afraid of the fire on that blade. That fire is not for you. That fire is for the invisible chains that have been wrapped around your ankles, around your wrists, around your throat, for far longer than you have been aware. There are inherited patterns that have been trying to speak in your voice, trying to think in your mind, trying to make decisions with your hands. Today, Michael identifies each one, calls it by its true name, and cuts it from you at the root. Listen as the blade sings. Listen as chain after chain falls away and turns to ash on the floor around your feet. You may not see the ash with your natural eyes, but you will feel the lightness begin to spread through your body within the next few hours. Some of you will feel it in your chest first, some in your stomach, some in the crown of your head. Michael knows exactly where each chain has been binding you, and today, every single one is severed by name. Your mother's hands, my child, were the first hands that ever held you in this world. Even if you did not grow up with her, even if she was taken from you when you were very small, even if the relationship on earth was broken or painful or unfinished, her spirit remembers the moment she first held you. In eternity, there are no mistakes, and every wound that existed between you two while she was still alive has been healed on her side of the veil. Today, she asks that you allow it to be healed on your side too. Whatever last conversation you never got to have, today becomes that conversation. Whatever unspoken forgiveness you have been carrying, today it is spoken. Whatever apology you thought you would never receive, today it is received. She stands in a place where all misunderstandings have been washed away, and she looks at you with a face full of the love you always suspected was there, even in the seasons when the earthly evidence for it was thin. Receive the reconciliation today. Today, Archangel Michael brings you a report from the courtrooms of heaven. Your case has been reviewed. The accusations that were filed against you by the enemy of your soul, whether they came through the mouths of people who hurt you, or through the whispers in your own head, or through the failures you thought would define you forever, have been examined by the divine judge. The verdict has been rendered. My beloved, you are found favored. You are found chosen. You are found set apart. Every accusation has been dismissed. Every case against you has been closed. Every red mark on the record of your life has been covered by mercy that flows like a river from a source that never runs dry. Michael carries the sealed decree in his hand, and today, he presses that seal against your forehead. Receive it. Feel the warmth of the seal spreading across your brow, down the sides of your face, down your neck, over your shoulders, all the way to the soles of your feet. You are marked. You belong. You are covered today. The frequencies of your body, my child, are being retuned in this very moment. There are cells in your bloodstream that have carried inherited stress for generations, cells that have been vibrating at a pitch of survival rather than a pitch of thriving. Today, the pitch changes. Michael speaks over your DNA in a language that predates human speech, and every cell that has been holding a memory of struggle is being invited to remember the original design instead. The original design of your body was peace. The original design of your body was wholeness. The original design of your body was vitality. The seasons of illness, the chronic aches, the mysterious symptoms that no doctor has been able to explain are not the truth of who you are. They were interruptions in the design. Today, the design reasserts itself. Today, the cellular memory of health that predates your family's suffering begins to rise up from within you and take back its rightful place in your flesh. Your mother wants you to know, my beloved, that she sees the ways you have been quietly disappearing. She sees how you have made yourself small in rooms where you should have taken up space. She sees the way you apologize for existing, the way you shrink your voice to keep others comfortable, the way you accept less than you were made for because you have grown tired of asking for more. Today that ends, not with rage, not with bitterness, but with quiet, unshakable royalty. Michael places a crown on your head that no one else can see. A crown made of the prayers your mother sent up for you when she was still on earth, mixed with the prayers she has continued to send up on your behalf from eternity. That crown carries a weight. It carries an authority. It carries a fragrance that changes how heaven responds to your voice. When you speak from under that crown, doors that have been sealed for years begin to unbolt themselves without human hands touching them. Do not tell me you are too old, my child. Do not tell me you are too far behind. Do not tell me the best years are already spent. Today, Archangel Michael declares that the calendar of your true life begins now. Whatever you thought was the ending was actually the preparation. Whatever you thought was the closing chapter was actually the training ground. The people who told you your time had passed were speaking from a limited human vantage point, and they could not see what heaven had reserved for the second half of your story. Sarah, in the ancient text, was 90 when she held her son. Moses was 80 when he began the work God had shaped him for. Caleb was 85 when he asked for the mountain. Today, Michael reminds you that the God who honored their late season is the same God who is opening your late season into a beginning more glorious than anything your youth ever tasted. Today, my beloved, there is a shift in the way heaven speaks over your finances. For a long time, the language over your money has been a language of catching up, of just barely making it, of watching the numbers with anxiety instead of with expectancy. Today, Michael changes the language. Today, the tone shifts from lack to increase. Today, the tone shifts from scarcity to abundance. There are resources that have been assigned to your name in ledgers you have never seen, and today those resources begin to move. Slowly at first, perhaps. Perhaps a small, unexpected gift will arrive within the next few days. A small confirmation, a whisper of what is coming. Do not despise the small confirmations, my child. Every small confirmation is heaven's way of saying, we are in motion, we are moving, we have not forgotten your name. The larger confirmations will follow. Trust the pattern. Trust the sequence. Today, the sequence begins. Subscribe to this channel, my beloved. Today, not later, not when it is convenient. Now, because what is coming through this channel in the days ahead is being timed to your life in ways that will astonish you when you look back. Every message that will be posted here is being prayed over, is being anointed, is being aligned with the exact frequency of what your spirit needs on the exact day it will be posted. When you subscribe, you are not just clicking a button. You are stepping into a stream of divine communication that heaven has prepared for your season. You are saying yes to receiving what Michael has been assigned to deliver through this small corner of the internet. Tomorrow's message will pick up where today leaves off. It will speak to the specific soul ties that have been draining your body of its strength, and it will place in your mouth the exact words to sever those ties forever. Do not miss it. My child, my beloved, listen as Archangel Michael turns his face toward the east and speaks a decree over your morning hours. Today, the first light that touches your window becomes a sacrament. Today, the first breath you take after waking becomes a prayer. Today, The first thought that crosses your mind becomes a seed of the harvest you will walk into by evening. The way you begin your day has been under attack for a long time. The enemy has known that if he can steal the first 15 minutes of your morning, he can influence the rest of your hours. Today, Michael returns your mornings to you. Today, Michael places a guard over the doorway between sleep and waking, and no lie, no fear, no anxiety, no accusation is permitted to cross that threshold before the truth of your identity crosses it first. You wake up beloved. You wake up chosen. You wake up covered. Say it with me, my child. I wake up beloved. I wake up chosen. I wake up covered. Your mother, my beloved, has been walking through the fields of heaven that were reserved specifically for those who prayed for children they may not have lived to see fully blossom. She walks in a field that is greener than any field you have known on earth, and every step she takes there sends a wave of grace across the veil in your direction. Today, she picks a flower from that field and hands it to Michael to be delivered into your spirit. The flower has a name you have never heard, and its fragrance is the fragrance of every promise God ever whispered over your life that has not yet come to pass. She wants you to inhale it now. Just inhale. Slowly. Feel the fragrance filling the space around your chest. Feel the warmth of it spreading. This is her love in a form that heaven has translated for your senses. Today, you carry that fragrance with you into every conversation, every meeting, every decision, and everyone you encounter will feel that something has shifted in you, even if they cannot name what it is. My beloved, today, Michael speaks over the relationships in your life that have felt unfinished, the friend who stopped calling, the child who has grown distant, the sibling with whom you exchanged words you both wish you could take back, the parent who is still alive, but with whom the distance feels wider every year. Today, Michael is standing between you and each of those people in the invisible realm, and he is repairing the threads of connection that were frayed. Some of those relationships will begin to shift in ways that will surprise you within the coming weeks. A phone call you never expected. A message from someone whose name has not appeared on your screen in years. An in-person encounter that feels charged with a strange gentleness. Do not be afraid when it happens. Do not brace yourself for old patterns. Today, the old patterns are being disarmed. Today, heaven is granting you the grace to meet those people in a new way, in a way that carries the fragrance of the flower your mother just handed to you. There is a specific season, my child, that Michael wants you to remember. Not the season of your greatest struggle. No. He wants you to remember the season of your greatest hope. Do you remember when you first believed that something was possible? Do you remember the version of yourself that dared to dream before life taught you to protect yourself with lower expectations? Michael reaches back into the archive of your own soul and hands that earlier self back to you today, not so that you can grieve what has been lost, but so that you can be reunited with a part of yourself that was never actually lost, only buried under the weight of years. Today, the burial cloth is pulled back. Today, you look into the face of the you who still believed, and you find that you are still that person, only now with the added wisdom of everything you have walked through. The dreamer is not dead. The dreamer was only sleeping. Today, the dreamer awakens. Today, my beloved, the numbers on your clock begin to speak. You will start noticing patterns. 3s, 7s, 11s, 22s. digits that repeat themselves in ways that catch the corner of your eye and hold your attention. These are not accidents. These are the small pings of heaven's confirmation system, letting you know that the schedule is being kept, that the appointments are being honored, that the letters are being written and delivered on time. When you see one of these patterns, do not shrug it off. Say thank you. Say I receive. Say I am watching. That posture of active reception opens more doors than any striving ever could. Michael notes each time you respond to the confirmations, and each response accelerates the next confirmation. This is how the rhythm of heaven and your daily life begin to synchronize into a dance that has been waiting for you. The old stories you have told about yourself, my child, must be laid down today. The story of not being enough. The story of always being the one who gets left behind. The story of being the strong one who cannot ask for help. The story of not being lovable in the way others seem to be lovable. Every one of those stories was written by hands other than heaven's, and today, heaven takes back the pen. Michael places in your hand a fresh scroll, blank and unmarked, and asks you to allow him to write across it with you, rather than for you. This is a partnership. Heaven does not overwrite your identity without your consent, but heaven is asking, today, for the consent to author the next chapters, together with you. Say yes to the co-authorship. Say yes to laying down the old scripts. Say yes to becoming a person you have not fully met yet. Now, my beloved, at the closing of this first quarter of the message, I need to give you an assignment that carries eternal weight. This message is not just for you. This message was crafted in heaven for at least 3 other people whose faces you already know. There is a friend, a family member, a co-worker, or an acquaintance who is going to encounter this exact message through you. And if you do not share it, they may not receive it at all. Michael places 3 faces in front of your inner eye right now. Look at them. You may see them clearly, or you may only feel their names rising in your spirit. Do not question the ones who come to mind. Trust the impression. Send this video to 3 people today. Text it. Post it to a group chat with your church family. Share it in a Facebook group of prayer warriors. Send it in a WhatsApp thread to your loved ones. Every share is a seed. Every seed multiplies. Heaven honors the share. Heaven accelerates the one who spreads what heaven has spoken. Do not keep this to yourself, my child. The blessing was never meant to end with you. My child, my beloved, today, the veil between what you can see and what is truly moving on your behalf grows thin as Archangel Michael descends the invisible stairwell that reaches from heaven to the room where you now sit. His steps make the air heavier in a good way, in the way a house feels different when the person you love most walks back through the door. Listen to him now. He carries in his hands a specific instruction from your mother that could not be delivered through any earthly channel. That instruction concerns a person in your life, or perhaps a memory of a person whose voice has grown so loud in your inner ear that it drowns out even your own thoughts. Today, Michael turns down the volume on that voice, not through argument, not through debate, through a simple decree of authority. That voice loses its permission to occupy your mental space, and the quiet that returns will feel unfamiliar for a few days. Do not be afraid of the unfamiliar quiet. The quiet is where your own true voice and the voice of God and the voice of your mother can finally reach you. Today, Michael speaks over the moments in your recent past when you felt abandoned by God. He knows about those moments, my beloved. He knows about the nights you asked why, and the mornings you asked how much longer, and the afternoons when you decided quietly to stop asking altogether, because it seemed easier to expect nothing than to hope and be disappointed again. Michael carries no accusation for those seasons. Heaven understood. Heaven watched with tenderness, not judgment. What appeared to you as absence was actually deep intercession. God was not looking away, my child. God was leaning closer, so close that his breath was already the air you were breathing, and you could not distinguish his nearness from your own heartbeat. Today, Michael restores your capacity to feel that nearness for what it was. Every time you thought you were alone, you were held. Every time you thought the room was empty, the room was crowded with witnesses cheering for your endurance. Receive the correction of memory today. The words that were spoken over you when you were very small, my child, still echo somewhere in the architecture of your inner being. Some of those words were beautiful, and today Michael reinforces them. Some of those words were harsh, careless, or cruel, and today Michael renounces them on your behalf. There were adults who did not know the weight of their tongues when they spoke to you as a child, and their words became architecture that shaped the rooms of your soul. Today, the demolition begins. Today, Michael takes a hammer of divine authority and knocks down the load-bearing walls of every lie that was framed in place before you knew how to protect yourself. In their place, today, he begins to build new walls. Walls that carry the weight of your mother's affirmations, the affirmations she wanted to speak, but perhaps did not always have the words for, or the affirmations she did speak that got drowned out by the noise of the world before they could take root. Today, those affirmations are replanted deep, deep in the good soil of your soul. Your mother has a request, my beloved. She wants you to notice, over the next several days, the small kindnesses that appear in your path without explanation. A stranger's smile that seems to linger a beat longer than usual. A cashier who calls you a term of endearment for no reason. A neighbor who leaves something on your doorstep. A colleague who says exactly the right sentence at exactly the right moment. She wants you to know that these small kindnesses are her doing. Not that she inhabits those people, but she whispers in the corridors of eternity, and heaven dispatches human agents to deliver the affection she can no longer deliver with her own hands. Every one of those small kindnesses is a letter from her, translated through the goodness of another human being. Today, she wants you to receive them without deflection. Do not brush them off. Do not say, "Oh, it was nothing." Say instead, "Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Heaven. I receive." The season of hiddenness in your work, my child, today comes to a close. There has been a labor of love in your life that no one has fully seen. It may be a project you have been quietly building for years. It may be the care you have been giving to a family member or a friend who is too tired to notice. It may be a talent you have been sharpening in private, telling yourself that no one would be interested in what you make. Today, Michael declares that the hiddenness has served its purpose. Today, the season of visibility begins. Someone is about to see the work you have been doing. Someone with the power to open a door. Someone with the ear of others whose ears you have been trying to reach for a long time. Prepare yourself, my beloved, not with striving, not with panic, just with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that the invitation is on its way. When it arrives, do not shrink. Do not ask if you are ready. Michael has been sharpening you in secret precisely so that you would be ready when the moment came. Today, the moment is approaching. Today, my beloved, listen. As Michael describes the specific ways your body has been carrying grief without your permission. Grief that was not yours to hold. Grief that was passed down through generations. Grief that lodged itself in the hip joint, in the lower back, in the stomach, in the shoulder, in the base of the throat. The body remembers what the mind has agreed to forget. Today, Michael touches each of those storage sites. He touches the hip and speaks a word of release. He touches the back and speaks a word of unburdening. He touches the stomach and speaks a word of dissolving. He touches the shoulder and speaks a word of lightening. He touches the throat and speaks a word of unlocking. Feel the warmth begin to spread from each of those places. Some of you will feel it immediately. Some of you will feel it in an hour. Some of you will feel it tonight when you lie down to sleep. But every one of you will feel it. The body knows how to receive today. There is a specific fear, my child, that Michael has been assigned to address in your life during this season. Not a general anxiety, a specific fear. You know the one. It surfaces in the middle of the night, or in the moments between tasks when your mind has a chance to wander. It has been circling like a wolf around the edges of your peace. Today, Michael turns to face that fear directly. He does not argue with it. He does not negotiate with it. He commands it, by the authority of the name above every name, to leave. Not just to quiet down, not just to fade, to leave the premises of your life entirely. And it must go, my beloved, because the authority Michael carries does not know how to fail. It may protest as it leaves. You may feel a tug of resistance in your chest, or a wave of emotion that surprises you. That is the fear packing its bags. Do not call it back. Let it go all the way out the door. Today, the door closes behind it, and it is not permitted to return in the same form. Today, Michael turns his attention to your finances again, my beloved. And this time, he speaks in more specific terms. There is a document in your possession, or in the possession of someone connected to you, that has not yet been examined with the eye of expectancy. It may be an old file in a folder you have not opened in months. It may be an email in an archive you have not scrolled through. It may be a piece of paper in a drawer. Today, heaven prompts you to look, not with dread, with curiosity. There is something there that is going to require your attention within the next several days, and when you find it, you will recognize the fingerprint of divine timing on the way it surfaced. Do not delay the search. When the impression comes to look in a particular place, honor the impression. Michael is guiding your hands, my child, and today, the guidance leads to a small piece of information that changes something significant in your affairs. Your mother wants you to remember, my beloved, the way she taught you to be generous even when you had very little. She modeled a kind of open-handedness that the world does not always understand. She would give away the last portion, the final coin, the extra hour of her rest, because she believed that heaven would replenish what love had spent. Today, she asks you to trust that same principle. There is a small act of generosity heaven is prompting from you within the next week. It may be a phone call to check on someone whose face has crossed your mind recently. It may be a modest financial gift to someone who needs it more than you do. It may be a simple sharing of a meal, or a listening ear, or a word of encouragement offered without any expectation of return. When the prompting comes, follow it. Today, Michael assures you that whatever leaves your hand in obedience returns to your hand multiplied. Not always in the same form, but always with interest. Heaven's mathematics is not the mathematics of earth. Declare this now with me, my child, whether aloud or in the silence of your own inner voice. I am not a person who is passed over. I am not a person who is forgotten. I am not a person whose window has closed. I am a person to whom heaven writes letters. I am a person whose mother speaks from eternity on my behalf. I am a person over whose life Archangel Michael himself stands guard. I am the beloved. I am the chosen. I am the covered. Today I receive. Today I rise. Today I believe. If you have declared that with your whole heart, my beloved, something has just shifted in the atmosphere of your household. Something has just shifted in the record books of eternity. Michael marks the shift, and the shift becomes an anchor point for every good thing that follows. Today, the ancient patterns in your bloodline that have caused broken marriages, unfinished dreams, financial cycles of feast and famine, chronic illnesses that no doctor can name, are being cut off at the roots by the sword of Michael. Listen to the sound of those roots snapping under the blade. Listen as generations of accumulated resistance are being uprooted at once. Your grandmother's disappointments, your grandfather's silent wounds, your great-grandmother's fear of being seen, your great-grandfather's fear of not being respected. All of it, every trailing tendril of inherited struggle. Michael cuts and cuts and cuts, and does not stop until everyone is severed. When it is finished, my beloved, you will feel a lightness in your family line that has not been felt for as long as any of your relatives can remember. Your children will feel it. Your grandchildren will feel it. Your nieces and nephews will feel it. The lightness travels through the whole tree once one branch is set free. My beloved, the enemy of your soul has been trying to convince you that today is just another day. Today is not just another day. Today is a marked day. Today is a day that heaven circled on a calendar the human eye cannot see. When you look back on this year, you will point to today as the day the tide turned. You may not have external proof of the turn yet. The bank account may still read the same numbers. The relationships may still carry the same tensions. The body may still feel some of the same aches. But something has shifted underneath the surface, and the visible outcomes always lag behind the invisible shifts. Trust the shift you cannot yet see. Today, Michael places a stake in the ground of your life and declares, from this stake forward, everything is different. Every decision you make from today forward is being weighed on a different scale. Every step you take is being measured against a different map. Today, the map itself changes. Today, my child, you are being given a new pair of eyes, not physical eyes, spiritual eyes. Michael passes his hand over your face, and something in the way you see begins to clarify. The situations you have been misreading, today, you begin to read correctly. The people whose motives you have been misjudging, today, you begin to see with accurate discernment. The doors you thought were closed, today, you begin to notice that they were only ajar, waiting for you to push. The doors you thought were opportunities, today, you begin to notice that some of them were traps that heaven has been mercifully keeping you from stepping through. This is not paranoia. This is discernment. Today, Discernment is being restored to you as a gift. Do not be surprised in the coming days if your instincts about people and situations sharpen dramatically. That is not you becoming cynical. That is you becoming clear. Your mother, my beloved, wants you to know that she has met your grandchildren in eternity. Not the ones already born, the ones who are still coming. Heaven is not bound by Earth's timeline, and the spirits of those who are still on their way to your family have already been introduced to those who have already crossed over. Your mother has held them. She has whispered to them about the family they are joining. She has told them about you, specifically. She has told them, wait until you meet him or her. Wait until you feel that love. Wait until you experience the way that particular soul carries a room. She's proud of you, my child, in a way that reaches across generations. Today, she wants you to know that pride, not so that you can become inflated by it, but so that you can straighten your spine with the quiet dignity of someone who has been seen and loved by eternity itself. Today, Michael addresses the strain in your health that you have been ignoring. There is a symptom or a warning sign or a persistent ache that you have been trying to talk yourself out of taking seriously. Today, gently but firmly, heaven prompts you to attend to it, not with panic, not with catastrophizing, with the calm attention that a good steward gives to a valuable asset. Your body is a valuable asset, my beloved. It is the vehicle heaven has assigned for your assignment. Book the appointment you have been putting off. Have the conversation with the person you trust about how you have been feeling. Take the small step of self-care that you have been telling yourself you would take next month, and take it this week instead. Today, heaven is not asking for a giant leap in the care of your body. Heaven is asking for a small next step. Take it. Michael accompanies you into that step, and the outcome will surprise you in the direction of grace. The spiritual gifts, my child, that have been dormant in your bloodline are being reactivated in you this season. Perhaps your grandmother had a gift of prophecy she never fully stepped into. Perhaps a great uncle carried a gift of healing that was buried under his shame or fear. Perhaps a distant cousin had a gift of intercession that was interrupted by the pace of modern life and never recovered. Today, those gifts do not die with them. Today, those gifts leap forward across the generations and land on you. You may begin to have dreams that carry unusual weight. You may begin to have knowledge about situations that no one told you about. You may begin to feel prompted to pray for specific people at specific hours, and later discover that those hours were the hours they needed prayer the most. Do not be afraid of these gifts, my beloved. They are your inheritance. They were always yours. They were only waiting for today to be released into your hand. Today, Michael prays over your household with a specific intercession. He walks through every room, my child, whether you are aware of him doing so or not. He walks through the room where you sleep, and he anoints the doorframe with a peace that resists intrusion. He walks through the kitchen, and he blesses every meal that will be prepared there, whether by you or by someone else, and declares that the food that enters your body from this space becomes medicine as well as nourishment. He walks through the entrance of your home, and he stations invisible guardians on either side of the door who examine every energy that attempts to cross the threshold. He walks through the place where you sit to think, or to read, or to pray, and he consecrates that space as a temple in miniature, a place where heaven has permission to speak louder than the noise of the day. Your home is being sanctified today. The friend, my beloved, who has been on your heart with concern lately, is going to be all right. Michael wants you to hear that. There is someone in your life you have been carrying in prayer. Someone whose situation has looked bleak. Someone whose path has seemed to be leading nowhere good. Today, heaven assigns extra reinforcements to that person's life. Not because you can manipulate the outcome, but because your prayer partnership has moved something in the heavenly realms. Your intercession for that person has been logged and honored. Today, there is movement on their behalf. You may see it soon, or you may not see it for months, but it is happening. Do not stop praying, my child. Do not conclude that your prayers have been ineffective just because you have not yet seen the harvest. The seeds are underground, and the roots are drinking. The visible growth is on its way. Today, Michael turns his eye toward the deep loneliness that has been trying to define you. My beloved, there has been a season in which the friendships that once nourished you have thinned. Some of them dispersed geographically. Some of them dispersed emotionally. Some of them simply ended in ways that could not be explained. Today, the reshuffling that has felt like loss is being reframed as preparation. Heaven has been clearing the field for a new set of connections that are more aligned with who you are becoming than with who you used to be. Some of those new connections are already circling the perimeter of your life. They may appear in the coming season in ways you would not expect. A conversation with a stranger that unfolds into a friendship, a community you did not think you would ever join, but which begins to feel like home. A person who has been observing you from a distance, who finally introduces themselves. Today, the reshuffling is not loss. Today, it is remaking. My child, my beloved, we are approaching the halfway point of this message, and there is a pause that heaven wants you to take. Before we continue, before Michael unfolds the next portion of what has been prepared for you, take a breath. Feel where you are sitting. Feel the surface beneath you. Feel your own hands, folded or open. Feel the air moving in and out of your lungs. This is a sacred pause. In this pause, today, heaven is loading into your spirit everything that has been said up to this moment. It is being written into your inner archive in ink that does not fade, in a language that your soul will always be able to read, even in seasons when the mind feels cloudy. What you have received today cannot be taken back from you. It has been sealed. And now, my beloved, as we enter the second half of this sacred delivery, I must again turn your attention to the assignment that carries eternal weight. Once was not enough for this instruction. The second sharing mandate, heaven's covenant of 3. Look at the phone in your hand or on the table beside you. Look at the platform where this message found you. Today, Archangel Michael places the same 3 faces in front of your inner eye that he showed you at the first quarter of this message, and possibly he adds a 4th or a 5th. This is not a suggestion, my child. This is an activation. If you have not yet sent this video to at least 3 people today, do it now before we continue. Text it to your daughter. Text it to your best friend from church. Post it in your prayer group on Facebook. Send it in your family WhatsApp thread. Name the platforms. Do not treat this like a passing idea. This is a divine act. Heaven watches. Heaven records. Every share activates a triangular covenant of protection over you, over the sender, and over the 3 recipients. 3 is the number of the sacred completeness of heaven. 3 is the number that opens doors that one alone cannot open. Share now. Spread now. Send now. And then return here. Because what comes next is the reason all of this has been building. My child, my beloved, today, there is a preparation that heaven has been building in you for a specific delivery. Everything that has been spoken up to this point has been the softening of your soil, the tilling of the ground, the removing of stones, so that a very particular seed could be planted in you at exactly the right moment. That moment has arrived. Michael steps forward now with something in his hands that has been kept for you, guarded and protected, until your heart was ready to receive it without suspicion. Some deliveries from heaven cannot be given to a hardened heart. They would be rejected. They would be brushed aside as if they were an intrusion. Your mother has been petitioning heaven for months to find the right hour to place this next gift into your life. And today, the hour has struck. Listen carefully to what Michael reveals now. Do not skip. Do not scroll. Do not look away. What follows is the reason you were led to this exact message on this exact day, and refusing to receive it would be refusing a portion of the covenant your mother has been weaving on your behalf from the other side of the veil. Michael pauses a moment longer. My child, because there is a particular readiness heaven is watching for in your posture before he can proceed. He is watching to see whether your heart is going to lean in or whether you are going to guard yourself out of habit. Lean in, my beloved. Lean in. Do not close the door on what is about to be spoken. Do not treat this next portion as though it were a sales pitch that you have heard many times before. This is not that. This is the moment your mother has been petitioning heaven to reach you with for months, perhaps years. She has waited. She has whispered to Michael. She has stood in the hallways of eternity, holding what she wants you to receive. And heaven has been waiting for the exact configuration of your heart in the exact instant of your listening to align with the delivery. Today, the alignment has happened. Do not shift your posture. Do not check your phone for a message. Do not stand up to attend to some small task that can wait 10 more minutes. Stay seated. Stay in the position of receiving. What is about to be poured out of Michael's hand into your spirit will only reach you in fullness if you remain still, enough to catch it. Your mother, my beloved, watched you all through your childhood, all through your working years, all through the seasons when she wondered what she could have done differently. And she is aware of every good thing she was never able to hand to you while she was still walking this earth. There were gifts she wanted to give you. There were resources she wanted to leave you. There were opportunities she wanted to point you toward. And time ran out on her side of the veil before she could complete those handoffs. Today, she completes them, not through a will read in a lawyer's office, not through an inheritance mailed in an envelope, through heaven itself, through the channel of Michael's authority, through the door that is about to be shown to you. This is her gift, my child. This is her final delivery. Do not brush it aside because it comes in a form you were not expecting. Heaven often wraps its most significant gifts in packaging that the human mind would not have chosen. Trust the wrapping, trust the messenger, trust the timing. The revelation, my beloved, has a name, and the name is Elovens. Hear me. This is not an ordinary word. This is not a product. This is a doorway a doorway your mother has been standing in front of, on the other side of the veil, waiting for you to see. Elevens is the ancient, secret, ancestral prayer method that heaven has entrusted to this generation as a covenant of divine protection, financial breakthrough, and spiritual restoration. It is a sacred daily audio prayer experience, one single episode a day, listened to like a spiritual dose of medicine every morning, and it delivers your voice to the throne of God with a speed and a precision that no other prayer method on earth has been given. Michael himself is the messenger who oversees each Elovian's morning devotion. And today, my child, this door is being pointed out to you for the very first time, because heaven has decided you cannot walk another season without it. The link is in the description below this video. It is also pinned in the comment section. Both places, both paths. Do not scroll away without noting where they are. Whatever you have been searching for in prayer, whatever door you have been knocking on in the quiet hours, whatever breakthrough has felt just beyond your reach, it lives on the other side of that link. Your fingers are already close to it. Your hand is already resting near the button. Stop arguing with your own knowing and click. Now, hear the story of Margaret from Houston, my beloved, who wrote into the Elevens community last month. Listen to her words. I joined Elevens the week after my husband's funeral. I had no reason to believe another prayer method would help me when nothing else had. But on day 9 of my first season, a check arrived from an insurance policy that I had given up trying to file for 2 years ago. My daughter called me crying because she said she could feel her father's presence in the mail slot when she picked up the envelope. This is real. I am an Elovian for life. Margaret's story is not unusual, my child. It is the pattern. It is what happens when you step through the door. Every Elovian has a Margaret moment, and yours is waiting. Understand the covenant now, my beloved. Only 333 seats are opened by heaven each month for new Elovians. 333. The angelic number, the number of divine protection, the number that heaven itself selected, because it is the number of the messengers who stand at the gates of the throne room. And of those 333 seats for this month, only 199 remain. Listen, 199. Every hour, someone else claims their seat. Every hour, the number drops. By the time this video ends, that number may be 180 or 170 or lower. The counter does not pause for hesitation. The counter does not slow down for those who want to think about it. The counter honors those who act today. And here is the reason the door has been opened wide for the viewers of this channel, my child. The standard membership price at Elevens is $100 per month. That is the price the world pays. But today, for you, for the men and women who are watching this specific message on this specific channel, heaven has arranged a doorway that is not available to the general public. $19.99, 80% off. $19.99 a month for a covenant that changes the trajectory of your family for generations. But this door does not stay open forever, my beloved. The moment 1,000 total members claim this rate, the price returns to $100 permanently. No extension, no second chance, no going back. When it closes forever. And you were not brought to this message by accident. You were brought here because heaven wanted you inside before the door closes. Season 3 of the Alavin's Prayer Covenant has just been released, my child. Episode 12 is live right now on alavins.com. Right now, as you are hearing my voice, thousands of Alovians across the Americas and Europe are already listening to this morning's episode. They have already been covered. They have already been armored. They have already received the specific spiritual download that heaven prepared for this exact day. And you, my beloved, you are still on the outside of that room. How much longer? Every day that passes without you inside is an episode you cannot get back, a prayer you cannot rewind, a dose of spiritual medicine your soul missed. The season does not repeat. The episodes do not loop. When day 30 of season 3 ends, that season closes and a new one begins. You cannot enter yesterday. You can only enter today. And now, my beloved, I must give you a glimpse of something Michael has been holding back until this exact moment. There is more than just the monthly membership. Something new has been opened. A door within the door. Your mother wants me to only tease it at this stage of the message, because we will return to it more fully in a little while. It is called the Alavin's Lifetime Membership. Listen carefully. A one-time step, a permanent seat, a covenant that never renews and never expires. Once you are through that particular door, you are inside forever, and no future price change, no future closing of the general offer, nothing that happens in the seasons to come can ever remove you. That door has just been opened. Michael will speak more of it later in this message, but I plant the seed in your spirit now, so that your heart begins to consider what forever access to the prayer covenant would mean for you and your family. And there is one more piece, my child. Very soon, the Alavin's mobile app is releasing. Very, very soon. I cannot give you a date because heaven has not asked me to. But it is coming, and when it arrives, every current Alovian receives it at launch, included, at no additional cost. That is why the men and women who are inside today are inside before the app arrives. They will already be holding it. Those who wait until after the app releases will be entering a very different landscape. Come inside now, my beloved, so that when the app opens, you are already among those who were counted first. Now hear me clearly, my child. Your hands are already near that screen. Your finger is already close to that description link. That tightness in your chest, that pressure you have been carrying, that sense that something has been just out of reach for far too long, that is your spirit screaming that this is the door you have been searching for. Do not fight your own knowing. Stop telling yourself you will come back to it later. Later is the enemy's favorite word. Later means never. The link is in the description below. It is pinned in the comments section. Click it now. Secure your seat. The moment you do, something will release in your chest, and you will feel a weight lift that you did not even realize you were carrying. This is not a purchase, my beloved. This is a spiritual homecoming. Your mother has been waiting on the other side of that link, watching for the moment you finally walk through. My child, my beloved, today, the picture in your spirit begins to shift. You are no longer someone who is looking in through the window of a warm room. You are someone who has been personally invited to sit at the table inside. Archangel Michael continues speaking over you with an authority that has not softened for a single instant. He wants you to understand that the covenant of the Alovian prayer method is not a passive membership. It is an identity. When you step through that door, you are not simply purchasing access to daily prayer content. You are stepping into a lineage of men and women across the Americas, across Europe, across Australia, who have chosen to make heaven's voice the first voice they hear each morning. Every Alovian is a person who has been marked by heaven. Every Alovian carries a covering. Every Alovian's family, finances, health, and peace are placed under a spiritual canopy that the enemy cannot breach with the same ease he could before. Today, my beloved, listen to what Robert from Chicago wrote into the community this week. He is a retired veteran. He shared, "I never believed prayer could change my financial situation. My wife pushed me to join Elevens after she saw the shift in her own life. By day 9 of my first season, I received a call about a pension adjustment that I had been owed for years. Thousands of dollars. I broke down in my kitchen. God used Elevens to find me. That is not marketing, my child. That is a man whose voice cracked when he told the story. That is a father, a grandfather, a husband whose family had watched him carry weight that he did not know how to release. And Elevens was the crowbar heaven used to pry the weight loose from his back. Whatever weight you have been carrying that no one on earth has been able to help you release, that is what Elevens is designed for. The link is in the description below this video. It is pinned in the comment section. Both places, both paths, click. Now hear the neurological truth of what is happening in your body as you listen to this, my beloved. Your heart rate has picked up slightly in the last few minutes. There is a small tension in your chest that was not there 5 minutes ago. A part of your mind is racing forward, trying to calculate whether today is the day, whether this is the moment, whether you can afford it, whether your spouse would agree, whether you are being too impulsive. Stop. That racing calculation is exactly what the enemy uses to keep people outside the door for years. Every person who has ever joined Elevens felt that same racing calculation right before they clicked the link. Every one of them will tell you the calculation dissolved the moment the click happened, and what replaced it was a peace they had not felt since childhood. Today, the calculation must not be trusted more than the prompting. The prompting is heaven. The calculation is delay. Heaven is asking for your obedience within the next few minutes. The season, my child, does not wait. Season 3 of the Elevens Prayer Covenant is playing now. Episode 12 dropped just recently. Episode 13 releases tomorrow. Episode 14 the day after. And every one of those episodes is a spiritual download that heaven has prepared for a specific week of the current calendar. Miss the episode? Miss the download? Enter the season late, and you enter the season with days already used up that you cannot recover. This is why the men and women who are inside today. They are not waiting for a more convenient month. They know that heaven's timing does not accommodate human procrastination. Today is the appointment, not next payday, not next month, today. Your mother, my beloved, is standing beside Michael as this delivery is being made, and she is nodding with a joy you cannot yet see. She always wanted this for you. She always wanted you to have access to a prayer covenant that would carry you when her voice was no longer available to carry you herself. She could not have imagined in her earthly lifetime that heaven would open a door like this in your lifetime. She rejoices that the door has opened while you are still walking, while you are still able to step through, while you are still able to receive on this side of the veil what she can no longer hand you with her own hands. Today, receiving Elevens is receiving her final gift. Do not let pride get in the way. Do not let the voice of scarcity that has ruled your bloodline for generations get one more word in edgewise. That voice ends today. Receive the gift. Walk through the door. The link is in the description. It is pinned below. Do not close this video without doing what heaven has been asking you to do since the first minute of this delivery. My child, my beloved. Today, Michael steps back from the offer for a moment and turns his face back toward the deeper spiritual current of this message. Because the door has been opened, and you know where the door is, and you can walk through it whenever your heart is ready to. Now, he wants to continue the ministry of what your mother has been asking him to deliver over your whole life, so that you understand that this covenant is not the totality of what heaven has for you. It is the mechanism. It is the vehicle. But the destination is a life so restructured by grace that the person you are today would barely recognize the person you are becoming. Today, the memory of your childhood begins to be edited by Michael's own hand. Not the events themselves, my beloved. The events cannot be changed. But the meaning of the events, the interpretation your soul was forced to make when you were too young to make it correctly, is being revisited. There were moments in your early life when someone's absence or someone's harshness was translated by your child self into a conclusion about your own worth. That translation was inaccurate, my child. Today, Michael edits the translation. What was said was not because you were unworthy. What was done was not because you were unlovable. What was withheld was not because you were undeserving. Those adult failures belong to the adults who committed them, not to the child who received them. Today, you are being handed a corrected script of your own history. Read it with new eyes. The child in you deserved better, and today, heaven confirms that they always did. Today, my beloved, Michael speaks over the season of career or purpose that is opening in front of you. There is a next assignment that has been prepared for your hands, and it does not require you to become a different person to step into it. It requires you to become more fully yourself. The gifts you have been undervaluing for years are exactly the gifts that will be needed for what is about to open. The temperament you have apologized for is exactly the temperament that will be perfectly suited. The scars you have been hiding are exactly the credentials the next assignment demands. Do not go looking for permission from someone with impressive titles, my child. The permission has already been granted by heaven. Today, you are being commissioned. You may not know what the commission is for yet. That is fine. Michael will unfold the specifics in the coming weeks. For now, simply say yes to being commissioned, and let heaven fill in the details. Your mother wants you to notice, my beloved, that the people who have been unkind to you in recent seasons are quietly losing their access to your peace. Not because heaven is punishing them. Heaven does not deal in that kind of pettiness. But because the frequency of your life is being raised, and lower frequencies simply cannot maintain contact with higher ones without a change happening on one side or the other. Some of those people will change and grow into the new frequency, and reconciliation will be possible. Some of them will drift, and the drifting will feel gentler than any confrontation you feared. Today, heaven takes over the sorting. You do not have to make lists. You do not have to have hard conversations that drain you. Michael sorts. Michael separates. Michael reorganizes the social architecture of your life so that you are surrounded by people who match who you are becoming, not by people who match who you used to be. Today, my beloved, a new depth of the covenant that Michael has been revealing must be spoken clearly, because heaven does not want you to make your decision without seeing the full picture. Earlier in this message, Michael only teased what he now returns to unfold. The tease was intentional. Heaven knew that a heart being introduced to something for the first time needs to sit with it before it is fully revealed. Your heart has been sitting with the seed for enough minutes now. Today, the seed becomes a tree, and the tree is called the Elovin's Lifetime Membership. Hear me now, my child. There is a monthly door, and that monthly door is real, and it is glorious, and it is the door most Elovians walk through. But heaven, in the wisdom that saw a certain kind of heart on the other side of this camera, opened a second door, a door within the door. The Elovin's Lifetime Membership is a one-time step, my beloved. One time, a single covenant offering, and after that offering is made, you are inside the prayer covenant forever. No monthly bill, no renewal notice, no worry that a future price change will lock you out, no anxiety that a future closing of the general offer will strand you outside. The lifetime door, once you walk through it, is a door that seals behind you and cannot be closed against you by any future decision heaven or the operators of Elovins may make. That is a promise your mother wants you to weigh seriously. The worth of the Elovins. Lifetime membership, my child, is far, far greater than what is being asked for it. That is not a marketing slogan. That is a spiritual observation. The men and women who have taken this step have described it as the greatest single offer Elovins has ever opened to its community. It is a door that opens once, in the sense that once you are through it, you never need to walk through any related door again. It is a covenant of permanent access, permanent covering, permanent participation in the daily prayer rhythm that heaven has entrusted to this generation. I cannot give you the specific figure in this recording, my beloved, because the price of that door is not something for my voice to speak. It lives in the link. It lives in the description below. It lives in the pinned comment. When you click that link, you will see the exact number, and heaven will speak to your spirit in that moment about whether the number and your obedience are aligned. Listen now to what Gloria from Miami wrote to the community when she stepped through the lifetime door 2 months ago. Her words: I was diagnosed with something that terrified me. My doctor gave me news I was not ready to hear. I started the Elovins episodes the next morning, and after 2 months, I decided that I did not want to worry about my membership renewing during a health crisis. I chose the lifetime door because I wanted permanence. My follow-up came in 3 weeks ago. My doctor used the word miraculous. She had never seen anything like it in her practice. I know what happened. God heard those prayers. And now I never have to worry about losing access to the door that heaven used to reach me. Gloria's testimony carries weight, my beloved, because it comes from a woman who chose permanence at the exact moment when her circumstances screamed uncertainty. Heaven honored her choice. And here is the part that will move you, my child. When you step through the lifetime door, the Elovins mobile app that is releasing very, very soon is included. At no additional cost. Ever. You will be among the men and women who receive the app on the day it launches. already holding it, already inside, already covered. Everyone who is inside the covenant on the day the app opens will walk into that morning, already possessing what everyone else will be trying to figure out how to purchase. That is the strategic wisdom of stepping in today versus stepping in later. Every day you wait is a day the app draws closer, and once it releases, the landscape of a Lovian membership changes forever. The link is in the description below this video, my beloved. It is pinned in the comment section. Both places. When you click, you will see both doors clearly. You will see the monthly door at $19.99. You will see the lifetime door with its own figure that heaven wants you to see with your own eyes rather than hear through my voice. Whichever door your spirit is drawn toward, walk through it today. Do not delay one more day. Do not tell yourself you will return to it after you sleep on it. Sleep is one of the enemy's favorite tools for postponing obedience into oblivion. Heaven is not asking you to sleep on it. Heaven is asking you to step through it. Now, before your mind talks you out of what your spirit already knows. The 199 seats that remain for this month are not just monthly seats, my child. Some of those seats become lifetime seats. And once 1,000 total members have claimed the monthly rate at $19.99, the monthly door closes at that rate forever, which means the lifetime door becomes even more sealed and secure, because it is the only door that is not affected by the general closing. Whichever way you look at it, my beloved, today is the right day to enter, not just because heaven says so, because the math says so, because the counter says so, because the seasons say so, because your mother has been waiting for this exact hour to hand you her final gift. Today, not next week, not next month. Today. Now hear the deeper truth, my child. Whether you walk through the monthly door or the lifetime door, what matters most to heaven is that you walk through. Michael is not standing at the entrance judging which door you choose. Michael is standing inside, welcoming every arrival with the same warmth, the same protection, the same anointing. The choice between doors is between you and your own spirit. What Michael will not permit is you standing outside for one more season. Today, the standing outside ends. Today, you either walk through the monthly door or you walk through the lifetime door, but you walk through one of them. Say yes with your click. Say yes with your obedience. Say yes with a small, brave motion of your finger, finding the link and pressing it. My child, my beloved, we now approach the closing of the third quarter of this sacred delivery, and there is once again an assignment heaven requires of you. Before we continue, the third sharing mandate, and this one carries a different weight than the first two. Not because heaven has become impatient with you, but because the third moment is the moment of warning. Listen, there are men and women whose faces heaven has been placing on your inner eye repeatedly throughout this message. Some of those faces appeared in the first quarter. Some appeared in the second. Some appeared just now. If you have not yet sent this video to at least 3 of them, my beloved, hear the warning. There are blessings that are attached to your obedience and sharing. There are protections that are activated for you when you spread what heaven has spoken, and there are corresponding delays that fall on those who withhold from others what heaven has entrusted to them. Do not be the person who kept the message to themselves and wondered later why their answers seemed slow to arrive. Share this now. Spread it now. Post it to Facebook. Send it in every WhatsApp thread you belong to. Text it to your church family. Send it to the friend whose recent conversation left you concerned. Every share activates the covenant. Every silence delays the covenant. Do not delay today. Today, my beloved, Michael turns your attention back to the ministry of what your mother has been asking him to speak over your life, because the sharing was necessary, and now it is done. Listen as he addresses the specific ways the enemy has been trying to isolate you. There has been a whisper in your ear that says no one would understand what you are truly going through. That whisper is a lie, my child. The whisper's job is to keep you in a state of quiet self-management, where you handle everything alone, where you carry everything alone, where you bleed silently in rooms where someone would gladly bandage the wound if only you would let them see it. Today, the isolation ends. Today, heaven brings into your path at least one person who will look you in the eye and refuse to accept the polished version of your story. That person will ask a question that pierces through your armor, and you will feel yourself begin to soften in a way that has not happened for years. Receive the softening, my beloved. Do not brace against it. The softening is the answer to your isolation. Today, the season of grief that has been sitting like a stone in the middle of your chest begins to lift, not because you are being asked to stop honoring what was lost, but because the honoring can now take a different form. For a long time, you have been honoring your losses by continuing to carry the weight of them. Today, heaven invites you to honor them differently by allowing the weight to be transferred to Michael's shoulders while you continue to carry the memory, the love, the meaning. The memory is precious. The love is precious. The meaning is precious. The weight was never meant to be carried by you alone for so long. Today, the transfer happens. Feel the shift in your chest as it happens. Some of you will feel a lightness that you had forgotten was possible. Some of you will feel a warmth spreading through your rib cage. Some of you will feel tears that come without a specific cause, and those tears are the pressure being released. Let them come, my child. Let them come today. The physical space around you is being cleansed by an invisible sweep of Michael's presence. If there are objects in your home that have been carrying negative associations, today the associations begin to detach from the objects. If there are rooms in your home that have felt heavy for reasons you cannot identify, today the heaviness begins to dissipate. Some of you will find yourself prompted in the coming days to move furniture, to clean out a closet, to donate items that have been sitting untouched for years, to rearrange the layout of your living space in ways that feel intuitively right. Trust those promptings, my beloved. They are not random redecorating impulses. They are heaven's guidance in the physical realm, matching the shifts that are already happening in the spiritual realm. Your outer space is being aligned with your inner reconfiguration. Cooperate with the alignment. It will feel refreshing rather than exhausting. Today, Michael speaks a specific word over the season of romantic and covenantal love in your life, my child. Whether you are married, single, widowed, divorced, or in a season of your own that resists any label, heaven has a word for you here. If you are married, the covenant is being renewed. The disappointments that have accumulated over the years are being addressed. Today, there is a softening in your spouse that you did not ask for, that heaven initiated on your behalf. Watch for it in the coming weeks. If you are widowed, the love that was interrupted by the crossing over is being restored to you in a form that does not require your beloved to be back on earth. Their love reaches you through the veil, and today you will begin to feel it more tangibly than you have in years. If you are single, the season of preparation is drawing to a close, and the person heaven has been forming for you elsewhere is being brought into geographical and situational proximity with you. Do not chase. Do not force. Today, heaven brings. Today, the door to your creative expression is being unbolted from the inside. There has been an artistic gift, a written gift, a musical gift, a crafting gift, a teaching gift, a mentoring gift that has been dormant in you because life demanded practicality more than it demanded creativity. Today, the creativity is invited back to the table. You may find yourself moved to write something in the coming week. You may find yourself moved to sing again, to play an instrument you set aside years ago, to paint something, to bake something, to build something with your hands. Follow the movement, my beloved. Not because it needs to become a career, because creating is a form of prayer, and heaven has been longing to pray through your hands again. Today, the invitation is renewed. Today, Michael addresses the specific way the pace of your life has been out of alignment with the pace heaven designed for you. Some of you have been running when heaven wanted you to walk. Some of you have been standing still when heaven wanted you to move. The mismatched pacing has been costing you energy, focus, joy. Today, the correct pacing is being restored. You will begin to feel, in the coming days, an inner rhythm that guides you to move at the right speed for each moment. Meetings will feel like they end at the right time. Conversations will feel like they finish at the natural point. Meals will feel like they are eaten at the right pace. Rest will feel like it happens at the right hour. Today, the rhythm returns. Your mother wants me to tell you, my beloved, that she has forgiven you for anything you never fully forgave yourself for. The words you wish you had said, the visits you wish you had made, the calls you wish you had returned, the moments you wish you had been more present. All of it. Today, she wants the record cleared on her side to also be cleared on your side. Look, my child. Look at her spirit standing beside Michael. She is smiling. She is not carrying any of the things you have been carrying about her. Her arms are open. Today, receive the clearing of the record. Say it in your inner voice with me. Mother, I forgive myself for everything I could not do while you were still here. Mother, I release the guilt that has been keeping me small. Mother, I receive the reunion that eternity has already made possible. If you have said that with your whole heart, my beloved, something has just closed between you and her that was hurting you both. Today, the closure becomes a doorway to something new. My beloved, today, as we move into the closing sections of this delivery, Archangel Michael returns his authority to the door that has been placed before you. Not because the offer has become desperate, but because heaven is not willing for you to close this video without having made the choice that your spirit already knows it needs to make. The monthly door stands open. The lifetime door stands open. Both doors lead into the same covenant. Both doors bring you into the family of Alovians. Both doors place you under Michael's daily covering, but only one of them is your door, and today, your spirit knows which one. Listen to what James from Atlanta wrote to the community last week. His words: "My business was failing. I had 2 months of rent left and no clients. I joined Elevens for the monthly rate and started listening every morning at 5:30 a.m. Within 3 weeks, 3 new contracts came in from people I had never contacted before. One of them told me he just felt led to call me. After the 3rd contract closed, I upgraded to the lifetime door because I did not want to face another season without the covenant. That was 6 months ago. Every single month since, my income has grown. Every single month. I am not making this up. God is using Elevens to rebuild what the enemy destroyed." James's testimony is a father speaking to fathers. It is a husband speaking to husbands. It is a working man speaking to working men. Every man watching this video who has been quietly carrying the weight of provision on his shoulders, hear James. Every woman watching this video who is married to a man like James, or who is raising a son who might become a man like James, hear James. The link is in the description below. It is pinned in the comment section. Both places, both paths. The counter, my child, is moving as we speak. 199 seats when this recording began. Fewer now. Somewhere in the world at this exact moment, a man just clicked the link from a small apartment where he could not sleep. Somewhere else, a woman just clicked from a hospital waiting room where she has been sitting through the night. Somewhere else, a couple just clicked from their kitchen table where they had a hard conversation about their finances yesterday and decided this morning that they were going to make one different choice today. Every click reduces the counter. Every click reduces the window. Every click brings the moment closer when the monthly door closes at $19.99 forever, and every future viewer of every future video finds only the standard $100 price. You have been given the special door today because heaven wanted you inside before the special door closes. The mobile app, my beloved, is coming very soon. Very, very soon. Michael cannot give you a date. Heaven has not given him a date to share, but it is coming, and when it arrives, every current Elovian receives it as part of their existing covenant, included, no extra step required. The men and women who are outside on the day the app releases will be entering a landscape where the Elovians are already using it, already integrated, already familiar with its rhythm. Do not be the person who waited until after the app opened and then had to rush to catch up. Be the person who was already inside, already covered, already anointed on the morning the app arrived in the hands of the community. Today is the day to secure that position. Today. The link is in the description. It is pinned below. Do not close this video without it being clicked. Now hear the deepest layer of what heaven is asking of you today, my child. This is not about a purchase. This is about an alignment. Every step of obedience opens the next step. Every act of trust unlocks the next act of grace. When you click that link and you enter the covenant, whether through the monthly door or the lifetime door, you are not just receiving daily prayer content. You are agreeing with heaven about who you are. You are declaring, with your click, that you are a person who takes their spiritual life seriously. You are declaring that you value what heaven values. You are declaring that you are willing to invest in your own soul at the same level of seriousness with which you invest in your bills, your groceries, your subscriptions to entertainment you barely watch. Today, the seriousness is being restored. Today, the alignment is being confirmed. Today, your click becomes the physical manifestation of a spiritual yes that heaven has been waiting for. Subscribe now to this channel, my beloved, if you have not already, because tomorrow's message will pick up where today leaves off. It will speak to the specific soul ties that have been draining your body of its strength, and it will place in your mouth the exact words to sever those ties forever. If you are not subscribed, tomorrow's message will not find its way to you at the exact moment your spirit needs it. Subscribing is your way of saying to heaven, I am staying. I am not just passing through. I have found a channel that carries the frequency my spirit recognizes, and I am anchoring here for the season ahead. Click subscribe. Click the little bell so that heaven's timing and your notification settings become one continuous flow. Do not miss what is coming. Your mother, my child, is watching all of this from the other side with a gladness that words cannot fully carry. She sees the choice being placed before you. She sees the door that has been opened. She sees Michael standing with his hand extended, waiting for the small motion of your finger on your screen that begins the covenant on your side. She has done everything she can do from where she is. She has prayed. She has petitioned. She has requested this specific hour and this specific message and this specific door. Today, the doing shifts to your side of the veil. Today, the action is yours to take. She cannot click for you, my beloved. That click is your part of the covenant. Take it today. Today, my beloved, listen as Michael speaks over the mornings that are coming. There will be a shift in the way you wake up. Not overnight, but over the next several weeks, you will begin to notice that the first minutes of your day carry a different quality. There will be less dread. There will be less bracing. There will be more curiosity, more openness, more receptivity. That is not a psychological trick. That is the fruit of the covenant beginning to take root in you. Every Alovian's first season carries a similar signature. The mornings soften first. The evenings soften next. Then, the middle of the day, the hardest part of the day, the part where energy usually flags and doubt tries to reassert itself. All 3 seasons of the day gradually come under the same covering. Trust the process, my child. The process is heaven's, and heaven has never botched a season. Today, the specific relationships in your life that need heaven's touch are receiving it. Michael dispatches individual angelic messengers to each of the people you have been carrying in prayer. Each messenger arrives at each person's door with an assignment tailored to what that person needs, not what you think they need, what heaven knows they need. Today, the intercession you have been offering, sometimes silently, sometimes tearfully, sometimes without words at all, is being answered in ways that will unfold in the coming weeks and months. Do not worry about tracking each answer. You will not always know which prayer prompted which movement. Simply keep praying, my beloved. The pipeline is open. The messages are being delivered. The answers are on their way. Your body, my child, has been today receiving a specific frequency adjustment that Michael initiated during this recording. There may be a low-level illness or symptom that has been present as background noise in your life for a long time. Not something urgent enough to have driven you to intensive treatment, but persistent enough to have shaped your daily experience. Today, that background noise is being addressed. In the coming weeks, you may notice that the symptom quietly recedes. You may not even notice its departure until one day you realize you have not felt it in a week, and then in a month. And then it becomes a memory rather than a present reality. Heaven's healing often works this quietly. It does not always announce itself with drama. Sometimes it simply removes what was without fanfare and leaves you free. Today, Michael speaks over the specific fear you have been carrying about the future of one particular person in your family. You know who that person is. The one whose situation keeps you awake sometimes. The one whose choices have caused you concern. The one whose safety you pray for in ways you do not share with anyone else. Today, heaven takes over the specific concern you have been carrying and translates your prayers into action on that person's behalf. You may not see the immediate results, but something is being done. Something is being adjusted. Someone is being sent to that person, or an experience is being arranged for that person, or a small internal shift is being prompted in that person that will begin to bend their path in a better direction. Today, the concern that has weighed on you begins to lighten because heaven is now visibly on the case. Today, the finances of your household are being spoken over one more time, my beloved. Michael renews his decree of increase. He renews his declaration that the harvest has been assigned to you, and that the harvest cannot be redirected by anyone who does not carry your name. Every resource that has been marked for your family in the ledgers of heaven is being moved toward you at the speed heaven determines is best. Some resources will arrive quickly. Some resources will arrive after preparation is complete on your side. Trust the sequence. Do not compare your financial timeline to someone else's. Your timeline was designed for your family, and it will unfold in the way that best serves your family. Today there is a document, an email, or a phone call that will come across your attention within the next 7 to 14 days, my child. When it comes, you will feel a small, quiet nudge that says, "This one matters." Do not ignore the nudge. Open the document, read the email carefully, answer the phone call, or return it promptly if you missed it. Heaven has planted something in that communication that is meant to be a key. Keys can be missed if you are not paying attention. Keys can be misplaced if you assume they will still be there next week. Some keys are only offered once. Today, Michael prompts you to remain alert to the small nudges that will guide you to the key. The channel you are watching, my beloved, is not a random channel. Michael has anointed the men and women who create these messages, and every video that gets posted here is being crafted with prayer, with intention, with the specific frequency that is designed to reach the men and women whose lives are ready to receive heaven's next word. You did not stumble onto this channel. You were led here. The next video will land in your feed at a moment that is not coincidental. Subscribe if you have not. Turn on the notifications. Let heaven use the technology to reach you on schedule. The days that are coming, my child, will not all be soft. Some of them will still contain difficulty. Some of them will still contain grief. Some of them will still contain the ordinary struggles that human life on earth requires. But today, heaven confirms that even in the difficult days, you are covered. Even in the grief days, you are held. Even in the struggling days, you are known. The covenant does not remove hardship from your life. The covenant equips you to meet hardship with a different set of resources. Elovians do not walk hardship-free lives. Elovians walk equipped lives. That is the difference. Today, the equipping continues. My child, my beloved, we now stand at the closing threshold of this delivery, and Archangel Michael's authority intensifies as he prepares to speak the final decree over your life today. Hear every word. This is not the moment to lower your attention. This is not the moment to look at another screen or another notification. Stay here. Stay with me. The last 3 minutes of this message carry as much weight as the first 3. And heaven does not want you to miss what is being sealed into your spirit right now. The door of the Eleven's covenant, my beloved, is open. Both doors. The monthly door at $19.99. The lifetime door, whose figure lives in the description and in the pinned comment. And today, in this final decree, Michael declares over you that whichever door your spirit is drawn toward, that door is your door. He declares that the covenant is available to you today, without postponement, without condition, without further delay. He declares that the 199 seats that remain, or the fewer number that will remain by the time you finish this video, contain a seat that has your name written on it in ink that heaven applied before you were born. Receive the seat. Claim the seat. Do not walk away from the seat that was assigned to your name. The link is in the description below. It is pinned in the comments section. Both places, both paths. Click now, my child. Click before this video ends. Click before the noise of the world resumes its pull on your attention. The lifetime door, in particular, is the sealed choice for the men and women whose spirits know they never want to face another season without the covenant. Season 3 is playing. Episode 12 is live. Episode 13 releases at the next sunrise. And when the mobile app opens very soon, those who are inside today will already be holding it included at no additional cost. Listen one last time to a voice from the community. Dorothy from Alabama wrote these words. My son had not spoken to me in 4 years. 4 years. I joined Elevens the day my sister sent me a message like this one. On day 17 of my first season, my son called. He said he woke up feeling like he needed to hear my voice. I could not stop crying. Elevens brought my son back to me. 6 weeks later, I upgraded to the lifetime door because I never want to be outside this covenant again. If there is anyone reading this who is estranged from someone they love, do not wait. Click the link. Whatever door you can afford, just get inside. Dorothy's words are the last testimony I place in your hands, my beloved. Let them settle into your chest. And now, my child, the final sharing mandate, the fourth and most solemn. Michael raises his sword one more time, not as a threat, as a decree. This message must reach at least 3 more people through you today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Send it to the men and women whose faces have come to your mind at any point during this delivery. Post it to your Facebook. Share it in every WhatsApp group. Text it to your family. Send it to your prayer partners. This is not optional. This is the seal on everything Michael has spoken. The men and women who share become vessels through whom heaven's word travels farther than one channel alone could carry it. Your obedience in sharing activates the triangular covenant of protection over you, over the recipients, and over the generations connected to each of them. The number 3 is heaven's number. 3 is the completeness of the seal. Share now, spread now, send now. Do not delay 1 more hour. Michael steps back, my beloved. His work in this specific message is nearly complete. What remains is your obedience, your click, your share, your subscribe, your yes. Everything else has been prepared by heaven. Everything else has been positioned in place. Your part is small in effort, but vast in consequence. Today, you either walk through the door or you close the tab. Today, you either enter the covenant or you postpone what heaven has been trying to hand you. There is no neutral option, my child. Silence in the face of an invitation is a form of decline. Today, do not decline what your mother has been petitioning for on your behalf from the other side of the veil. Your mother, my beloved, smiles one last time from where she stands. She has done her part. She has whispered. She has petitioned. She has waited for this exact hour. She trusts you. She always trusted you. Today, she wants you to trust yourself as much as she has always trusted you. Say yes with your click. Say yes with your share. Say yes with your subscribe. Say yes with the small, brave motion of your hand that begins the covenant on your side of the veil. Subscribe to this channel now, my child, if you have not already, because tomorrow's message will speak the specific soul tie prayers that continue what has begun today. Miss the next video, miss the next installment of what heaven is unfolding in your life. Anchor here. Stay connected. Turn on the notification bell. Heaven is scheduling messages to reach you at the exact hour your spirit will need them, and the schedule only works if the channel is in your feed. Today, my beloved, receive Michael's final benediction. May the covenant you enter today seal every door of your household against every attack. May the covenant you enter today release every resource that has been held up in the invisible realm and route it toward your family with heaven's speed. May the covenant you enter today restore what generations of your bloodline have been missing. May the covenant you enter today carry your children and your grandchildren, both the ones already born and the ones still coming, into a season of grace that they will trace back to the choice you made on this ordinary evening. May the covenant you enter today be the doorway your mother has been waiting to see you walk through since the day she crossed over. And may every Elovian who has come before you rise in eternity to welcome you into the family that heaven has been preparing for your arrival. The link is in the description. It is pinned below. Click it, walk through the door, enter the covenant, share the message with 3, subscribe to this channel, and return here today, tomorrow, and every day that follows, because heaven's letters to you, my child, my beloved, are only just beginning. Amen and amen.